Hello?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Incidents Podcast. My name is Devin and I'm CEO, head coach. I'm here with David Stills, aka potential Starlord. Oh, hello, welcome, Patton. How are you? Good evening. Welcome to the Incidents Podcast. My name is Devin Adams. We're on with David Stills. We're on with Starlord. We're on with Professor Hawk. We're on with Ironman. But there's question marks behind all of these. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because
Tim is good. Tim
here that wants to be three
you hear
removed
removed
from
it's been a while.
the Iron Man gang, the Avengers.
I'm sorry. What were you saying, Devin? I missed that because I was talking to Tim because I'm polite.
There's a lot of things that have been missed today, apparently, and this is just another thing. I am extremely. I'm not going to do this for you, and you're allowed to retort.
Oh man,
Unc is gone. Kobe. R.I.P. to Kobe. Kobe wouldn't have done this. So on behalf of Kobe, Unc has left us. He's Thanos. So I'm writing his name down right now. He left us. Dom, aka Drax, was influenced by Unc in that same room when we did that podcast together. So Dom is gone. And that's okay. You know, Dom's young. He'll come back around. Everybody always needs a team.
Right.
However, David.
That's serious. You calling your government. That's
I'm upset.
Right.
And I'm sorry, Patton. How was your day, Patton?
Oh, it was all right.
This here is a neutral party. Patton's here as a neutral party.
Yeah.
Okay.
But David, I just don't understand. Oh. We don't mention that name here.
Okay.
And David said he wants to be like Thanos.
Go ahead and do you want to do some background or do you? Because
yeah, it's good. It's good to get.
Right. You said you want to be like Thanos, right? Let's start there with the background check. Send me the text.
Well, that's where Devin wants to. That's where Devin wants to start the background.
Wherever you want.
Okay. Devin, you're making one of my points for me, which is it has to do with bully culture. But
I'm trying to help you.
I'm not there yet.
I'm trying to help you.
So it's okay because I'm feeling kind of bullied right now because for people who don't know, this is what happened.
Thanos would never say that, but go ahead, continue.
Devin and I were going back and forth, just talking as we usually do just texting back and forth. And actually what happened was we had a disagreement because I was in a certain mood and I said, to tell you the truth, Devin, the way I'm feeling right now, I kind of want to be like Thanos. Devin lost his mind. He actually texted me good night. That was the next thing he texted me. And it's been like an hour. We've been going back and forth. And what Devin and I agreed on was that he and I would call because what he told me was that his friend and my friend, Tim and I don't know each other as well, but I feel like Tim and I are becoming friends, actually is of the opinion that, why would you like Thanos or why would you even talk about Thanos?
You're creating a civil war. You said this. You said this out your mouth. You're creating a civil war.
I'll call you. It'll just be the two of us. We agreed on that. Now, he starts the call. He's like, good evening, blah, blah, blah. And there's two people on the thing. So I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting this. So it's one of my perfect points about bully culture, but like
you're making my perfect point too. You're making the perfect point to me too. Thanos,
okay, Devin.
Nobody can be Thanos. Thanos would never be thrown off. He would have already anticipated this already. That's why he set up and used his reality stone to create that false environment when he got it when they split the ships up and he went to Morat. He already knew this was gonna come.
So for the listeners, I have seen Infinity War one time, and I've seen Endgame one time. So what that means is the points that I'm going to be making have a lot to do with context, my life, and my understanding of the movie. You're going to hear Devin give exact quotes. He's probably going to give the heights of the characters. He probably needs to this man watches Endgame twice a day. So in terms of this, I can't beat Devin in terms of facts from the movie. I'm not even going to try to. That's not even going to be what I'm attempting to do. All I'm trying to do is get a word in edgewise with this fellow. Because listeners, when Devin has a bone to pick, he doesn't play fair. And that's actually my point. That's my point.
Oh, yeah.
When he feels really strongly about something, he'll do anything he needs to make his. Now, I was raised in I was raised with a few different messages, and I'm just going to start here. As a black man, now the thing that you might not realize about Thanos, is that he is a mutant among his own race, and he was ostracized from birth. He knows what it feels like to not be accepted, and he was an outcast. This drove him crazy. When I said I want to be a little bit like Thanos, it wasn't because I meant I want to become crazy and I want to kill a bunch of people, enslave a bunch of people, and become a mass murderer. Everybody on this phone knows that that's not what I meant. But Thanos understands what it's like to be on the outside. Now, when I was raised with mixed messages. Smile, be a good person, you can overcome things by following the rules that you are given. Now, what I notice though is the higher and higher you get into society, you see that people are willing to break rules over and over again.
True.
And once you get to the highest points, right? Like when you get into the highest political levels, or when you have the most money, like you're a billionaire, let's say, you don't actually have to follow the rules. The rules suddenly change.
You're making my
and
point.
this is the reason why those people stay at the top. Now, this is what I've been dealing. I don't have this. And it gets a little bit dark because Devin's going to try to tell me how I feel.
That's not true at all.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna cross off everything that I was going to talk about with the movie. So go ahead, because this is great.
See, the thing about it is this: I want to be a good person. I have 2 kids. I'm married. I want to do the right thing. I want to pay my taxes. I want people to smile when they think of me. I want to be a good person. But you know what? I don't even know what being a person is actually supposed to be like. I have these examples that aren't me. And the truth is, a movie like The Avengers is fun. And I know that you love Captain America, Devin, so I know this is going to hurt a little bit. But Captain America...
You've heard me with that text.
Captain America, he's a Boy Scout. Not only does he give rules, he follows rules. He's Captain America. He represents the American way. He's a piece of propaganda. He's not real. He's a system of control. Now, Captain America is fighting Thanos, who's on the outskirts, who decided, forget all the rules. I'm going to make a decision to help people the way that I think they should be helped. I'm not going to worry about what everybody says. I don't care about government anymore. I'm going my own way. And in that way, that's actually kind of interesting to me at this point in my life. What do you have to say to that?
Well, he wasn't even trying to be a martyr. Like, it's a selfishness and the arrogance that goes behind what you just said. And I get the duality between the black man and the black boy and slavery. And I get the duality between the conscious and the subconsciousness. I really get all of that. But at the end of the day, what makes us human and not Thanos is the fact that we can actually take a step out within ourselves and think about somebody else that makes us stronger. Me thinking about family, me thinking about friends actually will propel me and allow me to do more for my people, as opposed to me being a renegade or going one direction, utilizing the DISC assessment and being dominant. Once that happens, I'm being blinded and I'm chasing something that I might not deserve or be willing and able to handle. With power comes a lot of pain, and being committed to power or being committed to doing something different, there's trauma behind that too. And we saw what happened to him at the end. He wasn't ready for it. Everybody had to lose something. And this isn't a movie reference. This is just in general. People have to lose stuff in order to become stronger. You and me already talked about that.
Yeah.
Outskirts looking in can be dangerous. And with that dangerous pursuit of being committed to something, that's when it becomes detrimental to life. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I know that this is a movie and we're making jokes about it, and it really is funny. It really is. But how committed how committed are we to the pursuit? Like longevity. Like, how long have we actually been going and chasing our calling for? Not that much. How much experience do we have? Not as much. Thanos was born with all this stuff. He was born with those multiple dualities of, I'll use the word black. As a black man and black boy, he was trauma. This trauma was success. That's pretty much all I'm saying. There's trauma there. There's trauma. Outside looking in,
Yeah.
gotta be radical,
Yeah.
but are we prepared to do what it takes?
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Martin Luther King.
So yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like,
That's the thing.
the thing that's interesting about this is, so in the face of, hold on, I want to make sure I understood what you just said too, though.
Yeah.
You didn't actually say, that didn't sound like an argument against what I was saying.
Like I said, you made my point. So that's why I just said you already made it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you made the point. You said it. There's a struggle. Like whenever we're in an outside position looking in and saying, you know what, I've had enough. I get it. I really do. I get that part 100%. And all jokes aside, that's when things become dangerous. We've seen it in movies. We've seen it in real life. So I get it. But what I'm also saying is Thanos did not have a checks and balances really that he agreed to. He was going to kill his own people and killed his own daughter for what he thought he was built and equipped to handle, which he was.
Oh, okay.
But he even wasn't even built to equip to handle that. He had to coerce and manipulate somebody to make that shit for him, like glove.
All right. So interesting.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
So that's the position that I'm coming from. I'm like, we all try to be like Thanos, but everybody that tried to be like him ended up really losing badly.
Oh, interesting. Okay, now I see you. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. I could actually get behind that. But here's what I'm gonna say. So we work with kids, and before children are kind of like big enough, coordinated enough, skilled enough to really fight, they'll still tussle. They'll still be aggressive, and you'll notice that some children are more aggressive than others. And a lot of times, just behind the scariness of a child actually being willing to hit you or take something from you, that child ends up getting more. And it's not until somebody, and you know, the rules say don't hit, you know, come get a teacher and all this. But honestly, we all know on this phone that the real way to stop that kid is that one of the kids that they're bullying punches them square in the face. Mm-hmm. That and then they feel that pain, and now they have to think. They have to
Which one has
make a decision.
I'm sorry.
Am I going to actually try to take Devin's, sandwich from him anymore or not? And that slows you down all of a sudden.
Oh, you're saying that the bully has to think, right?
The bully has to think, yes.
Go ahead.
And the only way for that to happen, it's like a natural thing, right? And I think as adults, what happens is we believe that somehow we grow out of that, but that's not true. What actually happens is that's being human. And the people who are willing and for whatever reason able, maybe they're bigger, maybe they have this, maybe they can do this, whatever it is, when they make the decision to just take things and do things a certain way, some people end up getting away with that forever. And I'm not saying that that's Thanos at all. To me, that's not Thanos. But that's just the way that people are. So if you step outside of that and you look in, you'll realize that all of the rules that you've been given can't prepare you for that. Because the law is actually built by the people who take your sandwich. All the rules were created by the people who are not following the rules. The people who don't have to follow the rules made the rules. So there's the ceiling for people like me is whoever doesn't follow the rules, they make that ceiling. And I cannot go above it. I'm racking my brain. I have no idea how to go above it. Now, Thanos set terrifying goals. And that's what I like about him. He said, I want to go to the ends of the universe and I want to get all of the Infinity Stones so that I can, and then I don't agree with what he wanted to do, but I agree with his mindset. I agree with the fact that he said, I'm going to take complete control. I'm going to take complete control. And yes, Devin, I agree that most people would disintegrate under that level of pressure. But I think the main reason that they would disintegrate under that level of pressure, it's like each step. Every time we try to step into our best selves or whatever it is, whatever we aspire towards, we're afraid. I was talking to you about this the other day. It's scary to level up. And I don't think that that ever stops. So yes, you might die. And in our culture and in this country, many of those people were shot in the head because they couldn't grab the stones quick enough. And people said, oh, look at that. They're getting that. The people are actually listening to them. They're going to have power. They're going to actually take the power from us. Shoot that fool in the head. And they shot him. That's how it works. And what I'm saying is, I'm even afraid to even say this too loudly because we know how that goes. And what I'm saying is Thanos, he said, I'm not going to do what people tell me to do. I'm going to figure out what I want to do, and then I'm going to go after it with a single track mind until I either do it or am dead. And that's what I like about Thanos. Hello?
Yeah.
Is Devin there?
I don't hear him anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, that's...
He dropped off.
Nah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, so I get your point, and I'll put some music in the background for that pause. But no, I get you. I really get you, really. But at the same time, Iron Man was an arrogant, egotistical, driven billionaire too. So, and in retrospect, the only thing that made him somewhat different, because remember, he made weapons. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too far in the movie, but we all know that he was a billionaire and he was arrogant and thought he knew everything.
And he was an arms dealer.
Yeah, but what made him special and unique was his ability to recognize the value of environment and team. And then when you had your environment and your team propel you past those marks, that's when they were able to defeat Thanos's one-sided driven mindset. Collectively, with all of them going into what they were experts at, the team was able to defeat somebody who was undefeatable. So even if it's a mindset shift, multiple mindsets aligning will propel you to be able to tackle and challenge and even defeat, whether you die, you'll be remembered, or whether you live and you continue to always be considered royalty to be able to defeat Thanos. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
So are we done? Is this over?
No, we're not done. I mean, you're making your point, and then I'm gonna make mine, and then you're gonna make yours. And
I made the right points.
What people hear. Yeah, and Tim, if you want to jump in, please do, because I appreciate it.
I'm enjoying this, but both of you guys have adequate points.
Right.
I mean, in terms of the movie, I'm just not, can't rock with Thanos. But in bringing it in context to what you're saying,
right?
I understand your point, 100%.
So I can kick you off the team too. Because, like I said,
you can't kick me off the team. That's impossible.
I definitely can kick you off the team.
No, you can't.
Devin, and let me help you by saying you should stop.
No, I don't need to, because maybe right now.
This is why Devin's Iron Man.
No, I mean, this is
true. No. Hold on. If you watch Endgame, remember how he didn't want to talk to anybody?
Right.
When Hulk and Captain America showed up to his house, he was like, "Nope, I'm not doing it. Nope." This is the period he's going through now, and it's fine.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Right.
It doesn't. This doesn't make sense.
I understand.
There's a dance.
Amazing.
It's a dance here, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Sure, it is.
Thanos didn't even have. Oh, God.
You're gonna get mad at me. You're gonna get mad at me about this next one, Devin.
It doesn't matter. I'm already upset. Because like
Gautama,
y'all want to do a breakdown. Nobody can even be him.
Gautama Buddha, Siddhartha, the Buddha.
Yeah.
He went the way of Thanos. He just did something different. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, be careful. I know my Bible.
He went the way.
Go ahead.
But guess what?
Yeah.
The government got him in the end. But did they? I'm telling you, if you any leader that you can look to, bad or good, went past that ceiling. They went for those stones. Oprah Winfrey is on her way for those stones right now. She's looking for
Oprah. That's Oprah. Look at all the thing about movies are when you see a movie, do they give you the background solely of the bad guy? No, you just see the bad guy going hard. The whole movie is you respecting the process the good guys go through to defeat the bad guy. That's the entire relationship of a movie or a storyline or a life. Okay. That's the people that we respect. Those are the people that win Nobel Peace Prize. Bad guys like Hitler, bad guys are like Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the other person, but it begins with a T.
That's a Thanos, though. Like, yeah, Adolf Hitler is like a true, like he went all the way, right? Like,
and but that's the thing.
But that's what I just said. I said good or bad. They did the same thing. They just
but good or bad. Go ahead.
They went for the stones.
They went for the stones, right? But guess what? Did they go from the stones from the get-go? No. They made a decision after experience and trauma and pain, dancing life, dancing with death, being hurt, making sacrifices. None of us in our circle right now can even potentially be Thanos because we haven't been through enough pain and scarring yet. This dude was 3,000 years old and could actually hold a stone. Everybody that tried to, when they thought their time was ready, they all died, which means that there's a power and a significance of team. If you get on the right team with all one-tracked mindsets, now that's a dangerous person that can beat Thanos. But if you're going to try to beat Thanos, I get it. But if you're going to beat Thanos, you don't need to be on the team.
So here's the thing, ready? Now you'll hear that Devin either slightly shifted his argument or...
No, I didn't. I've been talking about team
for the first time explained one element that he was leaving out, which was the team part.
I didn't leave that out from the get-go. What are you talking about?
But what I'm saying to you, Devin,
okay,
is you're willing to kick everybody off the team if you need to.
No, you know why I'm not? Because I already called my team and I checked in with them before I had this phone call.
I don't even know. So to me, and for what Devin just said, it was like ... or like just blank. The thing that he just said, it can't even sink in because it didn't reach me.
Well, apparently, no, the thing is, apparently you're so fixated with your mindset with Thanos and just having enough and going about yourself and tackling these projects by yourself. I still have my team that supports me and that gives me the confidence to continue to talk this eloquently and this soliloquy right now. That's why
Devin is taking on the Thanos attitude.
No, I'm not. That's not Thanos at all.
That's Ironman arguing the way that Thanos would.
You're saying
this. You're saying
Ironman argued.
Saying, look, Tim said we're both making good points, but I don't think you're making a good point. So
of course you don't. You're Thanos.
So if you don't agree with me, then forget you. I'm going to do what I need to do.
Exactly. That's what Thanos does.
That's what you're doing.
No. Iron Man, and like I said, there's a nice parallel between both of them, which I actually think is kind of cool. Because remember, they had conversations and they said, oh, you're not the only one blessed with knowledge. I know you said you didn't want to hear quotes from it.
No,
but you remember
that's a good quote. That's a good quote, yeah.
No, and all I am saying is, at that time in the movie, that's when Iron Man realized, or even a couple of movies before that, he kept saying, where's the team? He's a billionaire. He's arrogant. He was one-sided, driven by money, fame, success, and all that. But at that point, he said, where's my team?
Right.
They lost because of the team. When Captain Marvel flew him back, he was snapping on Captain America saying, yo, like, we're the Avengers, bro. Like, yeah, we're great, but we can't do this by ourselves. This dude's been in my head for 6 years. You don't think I have a Thanos that's been in my head for 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 10 years that's pain? We all do, right?
Okay.
But he also knew, yo, we can't dance with this boy by ourselves. It takes a team. So what I am saying is I do think they have similar mindsets. So when you actually say I sound like Thanos, that doesn't bother me. Because Iron Man is kind of nuts. But he also knew his role, and it was time for him to shut up, he did. When he needed Professor Hawk's help, he used Professor Hawk's help. he also knows the importance of family and environment and team. Thanos did. Thanos would manipulate to get what he wanted, and then it drove to being invisible. And then when Doctor Strange, shout out to Lopez, who I called up. I called him up. When he gave the stone away, everybody that was invisible, they all vaporized. They all were invisible until the team was left. The Ironmans, all them, like they had to get the job done. Because they're all right, look, we got to come back. We got to reassemble. So as much as if Thanos had a team that would reassemble, that would support him, that wouldn't be subservient to him, but would support him, yeah, they would have won.
Yeah, and you know, I can't argue again. Like when you go like this, like it's like I'm a layman and you're a theologian and we're arguing the Bible right now. You're gonna win this. I mean, I can't I don't have all the points in the movie, and I'm not even gonna try to go up against that. Like,
but you know those points.
But here's what I'll say though. The point that I'm making, you know what I'm saying, right?
You want to be Thanos.
I want to be Thanos. Right now, what he's doing makes sense to me. Right now, at this point in my life, you know, and I don't want to get too personal.
Sure.
But the truth is, that's a movie. I mean, if I had Avengers around me, we wouldn't be having this argument. Listen, who's your second favorite Avenger or your favorite Avenger, Devin? Even though you're Tony Stark, who's your favorite Avenger?
Professor Hulk.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Captain America. He likes Captain America a lot.
I do like Captain because he put that shield back on when there was nobody left. Yeah.
You know what Captain America did? You know what Captain America did?
Go ahead, what?
He threw his shield in Tony Stark's face several times while Bucky was behind him, punching him in the back of the head. Because, and that's what a team does too. That's what a team does too. So if you want to like look at the movies for all the rules about how teams work, even though that's not really real, sometimes when there's a disagreement, like a fundamental disagreement, it is important to fight. It is important to argue.
Absolutely.
You can't see that way. So I'm glad that we're having this discourse and that we disagree, but I can't say with certainty that when that happened, Tony Stark was right.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what that
funny, I mean, go ahead. I'm listening.
What that means is you can learn from the movie. Truth is, I don't know what I'm talking about. I like Thanos because Thanos is powerful. I like Thanos because Thanos, when he wants something, he has a single track mind to go get it. And I think that those are the kinds of qualities that I need to have to get what I want. Truth is, I want it. There was no team. There was no team in my brain when you said, do you want to start a bone broth company? But in my brain, I said, you know what? I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can so that this dude can see what I possibly can, so that we can see if this is real or not. Right? And if what I possibly can doesn't work for him, we don't need to waste each other's time anymore.
Sure.
And then I did that with a one-track mind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we all
now that's a different character. Okay, fine. Then it's a different character. But to me, the way that I interpreted Thanos was he was insane. He was a mass murderer. He was a psychopath. And I'm not saying that that's what I wanted. That's what I want.
David, you don't want to kill people. Jeez.
But his goal setting and the way he went after, nobody put the stones together. And the Avengers, the only reason that they went and gathered all of those stones was because they were moving at his pace because he gathered the stones. They actually had to move time and space to get the stones before he did. They didn't want the stones. They were thinking small-minded. They were like, well, we just need to be good people and just have families, and that's all. What? Thanos came, shook up the entire universe, and they said, oh, actually, we need the stones, and we need them before Thanos gets them. Thanos finds out.
The KKK shook up the entire universe.
5 years in the future, I get the stones.
Shook up the entire universe.
5 years in the future, I get the stones. He blinks once, and then decides, okay, I'll come get the stones and do it now. It didn't even bother him. He wasn't worried about what was he didn't get all emotional about it. Now, I don't
shook up
want
the entire world.
Say that again.
Nazis shook up the entire world.
Barack Obama shook up the entire world.
But that's exactly, and look who Barack Obama became. So
he's not an Avenger.
These heavy.
What are you talking? What?
Saying that Nazism, being a Nazi shook up the entire world. White power shook up the entire world. All that stuff shakes up the entire world. But guess who came from those things that shook up the entire world?
Well, Thanos.
MLK.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. Who?
No, I was saying no. Like we have Martin Luther King because of that, standing up for himself. We have We have Muhammad Ali, who even said, "I'm not even fighting no more because this is a thing that's about." We had people unifying. So if the Avengers mean that we're all part of those blacks back in the 60s that took that famous picture, who was in that picture, Patton? Like, you know, some of the basketball players that was in it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell,
Jim Brown.
Yeah.
And then they was having secret meetings with, or not even secret meetings, with MLK and Malcolm X. Those are the Avengers to me.
All right.
So something.
Let me tell you.
And now they stepped up and they said, no. We got these rings all over the universe. We're going to protect them. Somebody's coming after us. Somebody's coming after something we care about. No. I don't care if you're an extremist. I don't care if they think you're a radical, Muhammad. I don't even think they think you're weak, MLK. We got to talk about this.
Right.
That's where
listen.
It is. We're part of it. But continue.
No, listen. I'm going to say something that I think you'll like. But first, let me say, absolutely. Here's the thing.
You good, Pat?
Absolutely. These people.
I'm good. Just being a dad. Good.
these people who you just mentioned, like, I can't argue with that. Listen, Martin Luther King did get killed by power, though, and you and I were talking about what would it be like if he didn't get killed. Now, I don't know what power he got killed by exactly, but there were people more powerful than him that killed him. And I also know that it depends on what you consider to be power, right? Because there's certain power that works at the level of government. You know, we know this. And then there's power beyond that. You know, and if I'm being serious, there's not 5 Infinity Stones, there's 1. There's 1. And if you can get to that level, even then, you still might get killed by the governmental power. So, look, I'm not talking about the way that I see the universe through the Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore. I'm talking about the way I see the universe, the way I see it. So part of this argument is kind of, I'm not going to say silly, but it's just kind of like it's an exercise in debate rather than something that, in my opinion, really is something that people could take some parts away and walk away with. And other parts, I do think that they could actually take some parts and say, yeah, I like that. The point that you keep making about teams, I can't argue with that.
But to your point also, David, to your point, just to further support
team,
what you said,
you're winning. I can't. Go ahead.
No, forget that. To your point, though. To your point, I agree with you. Like, there is a bigger picture.
Yeah. Right.
And that's all. And like I said, the movie was a nice segue to it, but there is always a bigger picture. And and I get you. I've just seen it so many times that I was actually just able to go into the depths of the deeper points, and I just for some reason tied them to this movie. So go ahead though, because that's
I think in terms of your point about teams, I think you're correct. You go it alone, you go it in a team. If you have a strong team, you win. I have not seen anything written down by powerful people that disagrees with that. What I'm saying is the people who go beyond to places that we can't even speak about because the levels are so high. Yeah. I think that there's something there that's important, and there's something there that certain groups of people who aren't related to anybody who's even been close to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are certain conversations that are just, I don't want to say pitiful, but, you know, Devin, like, you know where we work, right? And these kids that we work with, some of them are rubbing elbows with incredibly powerful people.
Sure.
Every day. And the rules there are different. I couldn't believe it. When I went to college, I went to Ithaca College after I transferred from Alfred. So I ran track at Alfred. Alfred is a state school in New York. A lot of working class people, a lot of kind of what I understand and understood and knew. When I went to Ithaca, all of a sudden, I was thrown off because people would ask me for stuff. Their sense of what they might gain by asking for it was greater than their sense of pride. I was raised with a sense of pride. You don't ask for stuff and don't reveal too much and you don't do this and blah, blah, blah. And you do, there's all these rules about how you should be. And then I'm rooming with someone who's like, hey, can I have that? And I'm thinking, did they just ask me? What? This is mine. I can't believe they just asked me for it. And it was offensive at first. And then after a while, you know, what I learned was it can't hurt to ask. That's a powerful thing that some entire groups of people are raised to not even ask. They're not even supposed to ask. And then you have other people who say, just ask, figure out. See, can you get a deal? Negotiate. Go to this place. No price that you read is actually the price. There's always a way to get what you want. And it's a completely different mindset.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if we're so married to rules and regulations and this and that, but I agree. And you made a very strong point was that Thanos actually didn't have any checks and balances. And I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But what Thanos did have is he had a stronger drive, a stronger will, and a willingness to break any rule in order to get what he wanted. And I'm not saying that people should do that, but I'm saying examining that, I think, is worthwhile. I think it's worthwhile to examine some of the rules and why they exist and who they're for and what the point of those rules is. And that's what I was on when I said I want to be more like Thanos. That's what I was actually on. Now, you made it scary.
The Avengers don't like Thanos. We don't say that name here. Okay.
Kicking people off the seat. No, but anyway, go ahead. What?
No. We don't say that name here. We don't say that name.
Voldemort.
All right, Lord of the Rings. But like I said, I agree with what you just said though. Like people are scared to break the rules because of the confines that created them. Like we have rules in our social constructs, but then we also have mental rules and mental barriers that we can't get besides either. You know what I mean? So like I said, and to your point with that thing we don't mention on this podcast.
Well, that's why I said Voldemort, because that's he who shall not be named from Harry Potter.
Good man,
go ahead.
Man. You sharp. No, you sharp. I respect that. Like that was quick. You know what I mean? You're a real one.
That's because I'm fighting that rule about Thanos being named. That's a weird rule.
No. We don't.
The trick that the played was convincing people that he doesn't exist. You talking about don't talk about Thanos.
Listen, we don't mention that name. I respect.
Well, I don't know if that's true. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying like that becomes how. What are you willing to lose to gain? What was that quote you always used to say, Patton?
What people are motivated by?
Oh man, you sound tired, man. You fading.
I am.
All right, you cool. Motivation to loss, motivation to gain, or something. What?
Yeah, people are motivated by two things: either fear, loss, or possibility.
Okay, and I think that's the one check and balance that will keep you level-headed. Like if you're just committed to the pursuit, then you've already lost so much in gaining in that pursuit of what you're trying to get.
That's a good point.
But like I'm saying, the people that do that, they're the ones that ooh, you know what? Dave and Patton, real quick, because I know you're getting tired, Pat. To that whole point of authenticity, right? Mm-hmm. The people that are the most authentic are the ones that are challenged the most. They're the ones that go through the most, I feel, because society sees them as being rogue. Society sees them as potentially being a potential threat to the norms that they're comfortable with and the limited mindset that they have.
Okay.
To support what you just said, then, yeah, I do think we need to become more authentic and more fervent in what we claim to have faith in, because I think most people do not have faith, because faith means what, Patton, real quick? Like, you have faith in the unseen, right? You just believe and you go, right? Who has faith for real? And now I'm going to piss some people off because I feel like we say it because it's cute in church, but who actually lives by the words faith? We don't have as much faith as we should. And that's when I get aggravated. And that's also what keeps me in my traumatic state and my mindset stuck sometimes, because I'm like, I need to implement the faith. I need to believe in it. I need to be authentic. Yeah. There's there's an eloquent dance between authentic and faith. And I think that that's missing.
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to my kids about this, and I might have this wrong, but wasn't it Jesus who said, like, because you said we don't have enough faith, and Jesus said we don't even need much.
Ooh.
You just need it. His point, what he said, the faith in a mustard seed.
Yeah.
If you have the faith of a mustard seed, a very small amount, you can move a mountain.
Yeah.
That's the point. It was almost like a dare. Like, I dare you to have faith. I dare you.
Yep.
Just a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
So I can't disagree with you. I mean, I'm not sure where this conversation is going.
No, but like I said, I don't like to. Yo, Patton, you still there? Yo, Big Tree, you up? Little Tree.
I'm still.
No, I'll get you a shirt made. Say Little Tree. That'll make you feel better. But no.
You know what's funny, Tim? You know what's funny?
Go ahead.
What's that?
Before this call, Devin and I spoke on the phone, and I said to him, I said, we have never been here before. I mean, Devin. When he gets a certain way, it's. I mean, you have to. You have to be sharp. So good for you.
Yeah.
Patton's used to losing. What are you talking about?
No,
That is not what
I said.
Get old Pat. Pat's up now. Big Tree.
What I do is, I at a certain point, I value time.
Right.
And although I love debating with him and going back and forth with him, and when he punches, I punch back because he's not used to that. After a certain point, like he always says, I have 17 years, so my time can't sustain that.
Right.
So I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
For the sake of time that I really don't have,
Right.
you know what? You go ahead, and we'll continue this later. But he thinks that's a win. It's really not.
Well, that's cute. That was nice.
No,
Truth is subjective, right? We talked about that. I have faith in my debates.
that's nice. Everybody should.
You're right. Everybody should, and that's what got us to this point. The point is, we tied Thanos. No, you're right though. Like we did. We tied Thanos to this. Thanos had faith. He didn't care what happened. He knew. And us as people, we don't. We till we want. We self-sabotage. We're not authentic, and that makes us. How can God bless? I told you this before. Like, how can God bless a character that He ain't designed you to be?
Right.
So the more we become more authentically ourselves, I don't care what age you are, that's the person that God can bless, and that's the person that will be led more by faith, not the characters that we're trying to become based off trauma, based off the duality that we've talked about, based off when you're turning 10, you're actually turning 17 because you have a 10-year-old mindset, but you've been exposed to a lot more.
Right.
As a black female, like I said, there's levels to all of this. And I just find it funny because I just tie all of that to this amazing cinematic adventure. I'm not going to say dumb movie because I'm not going to disrespect it. The amazing movie and the soundtrack, shout out to Alan Silvestri, of Endgame. And we all have a Thanos that we need to beat. And I just feel we can't beat that Thanos, that one thing that we know we cannot beat without a team. So that's just my relationship with it. We all have one. What's that demon? What's that Thanos that's stopping you from being great? Because we all got one.
Wow.
Major.
See, and that's interesting. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim. Are you about to say something?
Go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm good.
Sir Patroclus.
See, and to me, I don't interpret the Thanos or like this. Let me just say the super powerful supervillain, whether that's Thanos or Voldemort, right, or whoever it is in any good story. I don't disagree with what Devin said. I just don't even quite picture it that way.
Sure.
Like I picture it kind of like this. We are the entire spectrum. You know what I mean? We're with every decision we make and every kind of new I don't even know, new second, new moment, we are a realm of possibilities. And we have within us, the highest level of achievement, the highest level of goodness, the highest level of blessing others, the highest level of whatever it is. And we also, at any point, have the worst, most despicable, terrible, whatever within us as well at any moment.
What was that saying?
And so to me, Thanos represents a lot of that negative side, right? Because he gave into that, or gave into it, or just believed that was the only way, or whatever, however you want to put it. And the Avengers represent struggling to be that positive. They're not right there, but that's where they're headed. That's why we love them. That's why we watch them. It's the hero's journey. If they were already opposite Thanos, we wouldn't even watch it, because who cares?
You said it.
So they're moving toward that, and that's us. That's why we watch things like that, because we're both of those sides.
Yeah.
So we have to use different things at different times.
Yeah.
That's how we're made. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you said it all right. That's a perfect wrap up. Really supports what I think. And I think it was a quote saying, like, all the gods, all the hells, and all the demons are within you. Just to wrap it up from what you just shared. And either you're a slave to who God wants you to be, or you're a slave to your ego. So, it's interesting. It's funny how we tied this all up, but like I said, Big Tree's getting sleepy. I was trying to keep him motivated because he believes in motivation. I don't.
Man, what?
I'm not getting sleepy. I gotta put my boys to bed because they tripping.
I'm saying, little Big Tree had a long day, right?
I don't.
There you go. There you go.
It's late.
Because I don't have the time to do it, I'm not going.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's Devin. I don't know. Yeah,
I know.
It's from one father to another father. Tim, I appreciate.
There you go.
I appreciate.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's sweet. That's good. Shout out to fathers, because I don't know how y'all do it. I'm not even trying to play y'all. I don't know how you can go to a job and do what we do. I'm gonna sing y'all praises and come home. Like I've talked to fathers before. Long story short, and I just said, listen, just stay in the car until your mind is ready to go in the house. I said, don't put that day on your family. And it's hard because men are the pillars. You know what I mean? Like when a family loses a guy or a man, like something changes, something shifts in that household. So shout out to my man Kareem. I know he's going through some stuff right now. Keep him in your prayers. 6'10", 6'11", but he's going through some stuff right now. So keep him in your prayers. Shout out to Pat. Shout out to Dave, the fathers, because it's tough being a father. And like I said, I'm not a father, but I know how difficult it is. Shout out to my man Kyrie. We haven't revealed his Avengers name yet, but Kyrie gave birth to a beautiful girl named Brooklyn last night. He sent me the picture.
Wow. Awesome.
So I know he's feeling great and he's feeling motivated. I've been checking with him all night and all day yesterday. So yeah. So shout out to that, and let's all shout out to becoming more authentic. All right, let's do that. And we all got work to do. Let's cut with Thor's hammer, guys. Everybody stay safe, make moves, move markets. Thank y'all for this talk, and shout out to pops and fathers, because it's hard out there, man. It really is.
No doubt.
All right, guys. Go to sleep. Get some rest. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right. See you.
Yep.